Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome to an episode of Mike on the Mic. The first one in a good long while. How are you all? I hope you're fine. Welcome. Now, today we were going to talk about nothing but my Alfa 156. So if you've got no interest in cars, sign out now. Right, just to explain the reason why I bought this thing in the first place. Now, you can see it's scabby as anything. At least it was. I needed a car, okay? A couple of years ago I had that Jaguar X-Type, which is the worst car I've ever owned in my life. It cost me over $1,000 in 1 month of ownership, just in things failing. It was an absolute heap. So, I was out of money, I needed a car. I've always liked the Alfa 156, always wanted one. Thank you, phone, thanks for interrupting. And never did get the chance. Well, one came up quite close to where I live. It was in Perth, this one came up. It was only £800 I got it for, and it only had 47, no it didn't, it's got 47,000 miles on it now, that's all it has. It had 38,000 miles on it when I got it, I think. I'm sure it was 38 or 37. Not very much at all, and it was legitimate. You could see from all the MOT test certificates. So, it was a low mileage, it had very few advisories on any of the MOTs, good service history, and it was very cheap. It just looked like a dog's breakfast. It was ruined. Now, I'll explain why. Because I remember seeing it several years prior. And there was a chubby blonde girl in Perth who used to drive around, and it had sort of pinky purple anodized wheels on it. It was the genuine Alfa wheels that she'd had sort of pinky purple anodized. Complete horrible mess. And apparently she had a habit of crashing into everything in Perth. Everything. So, she ended up selling it to a Polish guy who had it for a few months. What he did is he rattle can sprayed the wheels black because the pink wheels were just embarrassing, and kept it for a few months, and then for some reason sold it. I can't remember if it was family things, he needed a bigger car or whatever, but anyway, sold it on. I got it for cheap, and as you can see it was horrible looking. The first thing that went, obviously, were those horrible wheels. We managed to get some genuine, brand spanking new, what are they called again? Teledials from Italy, which were supposed to be £1,785, and we got them brand new for 220. It was a saving of about 85% or something, ridiculous. So that obviously lifted the car a whole lot. But the car was still horrible. You can see here, every panel was damaged. The rear bumper was torn to shreds. You'll also notice that none of the shut lines were right. None of it was the right shape anymore. None of the bumpers or arches lined up anymore because they'd all been pushed in and shoved to the side and blah 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 blah. You can see the big dent on the passenger side rear door. You can see she's rattled the mirror, the passenger mirror, off of something so hard to break it, so she's had to get a new one, which was unpainted, so it was primed. You can see the other one, I don't know if you can see it, the other one's silver, that one's grey, primed. But she's also scraped that new one because the primer's been scraped off and scratched away in certain locations. You can see the black plastic through it. I don't know how bad a driver this person was. Again, bumpers don't line up, all the rest of it. Horrible. Horrible. Attempted repairs. The whole thing was a mess. And these are the pictures that were taken on the day I dropped it off to the body shop. I like driving the car. I mean, you could say, oh, you're just wasting your time with this car, get a better car. I love driving the car, and I've spent a lot of time and effort and money on it, getting it running mechanically, properly. I've disabled the cat lambda sensors. The 2 cat lambda sensors are being completely shut off. I've had it remapped to give it better fueling and more power. I've given it a new intake system. I've decatted it and fitted a high flow MagnaFlow cat. So the whole thing, the car runs so much better than it was new. It does more to the gallon than it did new. It's great to drive, makes a great induction noise, but that's what it looked like, but not anymore. Yesterday I picked it up from the paint shop, and this is the result. What a difference. I'm so pleased with it. The colour is Lexus Matador Red Mica, which is a pearl paint. You've heard this phrase many times, but in this case it absolutely is true. The photos do not do it justice. And it's a shame that today and yesterday when I picked it up, it's overcast, because that paint really pops in the sunlight. I know this because Matthew had a Lexus in that colour, and even faded. It was quite an old car. it really pops in the sunlight. So I can't wait to have a really sunny day. But it's overcast and horrible right now, and muddy. So the new paint is already covered in mud. Yeah, I've also lined up the back light properly. The back light was sagging. Someone had left a washer off it because it was too much hassle to put no, not washer, sorry. The back lights are bolted on by 3 bolts with 3 nuts, and one of the nuts was missing because it was too much of an awkward angle to get in. So the back light was drooping. Also, she's slightly changed the shape of the boot lid. So I've sort of repositioned the back light. It's not absolutely 100% lined up, but it's way better than it was, and it looks absolutely fine, especially for a car of this age. But overall, yeah, the car looks basically brand new. Couple of imperfections on the bonnet, and also the guy, Dave, his name is, forgot to paint inside the fuel filler cap. So if you lift that, it's still silver. What he said is, next time you go offshore, bring the car back and I'll redo both those things for free. So I can't argue with that. He just was desperate to get my car back, and I was desperate to get the car back. But what a difference. What a difference. I'm so pleased with it. Few things more to do. Obviously, I've done a lot of the work already. I forgot to mention, it's also got Brembo brakes, discs and pads all round now. I'm treating this thing to the best. More work to do just before this weekend, probably Friday. New cams to be fitted. They're not high performance cams, not high lift cams or anything, but the early versions of that engine, which mine has a design flaw on the intake cam where one of the valves, I believe on cylinder 2, opens and shuts at the wrong time. So the later models were fixed, so I've got cams with 12,000 miles only on them from a later model. That'll sort that out. New tappets and everything. You know, I'll do the timing belt at the same time. Also got a new rocker cover gasket. I'm also going to do the breather system again. Because it's got a twin breather system, I've got 2 catch tanks. I'm going to rebuild the PCV valve, which is clogged, I can tell by because it's slightly rough idling. Redo that, and then it'll be breathing lovely as well. It almost passed its MOT with no cats in it at all. It was 0.08% too high on the particulates. So the MagnaFlow cat sorted it straight out. But I reckon with I'm going to leave the MagnaFlow in now, to be honest, because I never noticed any drop in performance. But I reckon with the catch tanks on the breathers, it would probably pass anyway, even without a cap. And the final thing really to do, but this is long term, is to get a full stainless system for it, because the exhaust is horrible. The exhaust sounds awful. It's definitely blowing in places. I've already used some gun gum and stuff to try and seal it off, but it sounds terrible, especially near the front. Maybe I don't know if it's a downpipe or whatever, but my exhaust is made up of bad metal, rust, and poor welding now by this point. So eventually I'll get a full stainless system, and it'll be sweet. It already looks like one of the best Alfa 156s left in the country, and pretty soon I'll have it going like one of the best Alfa 156s left in the country, and sounding it as well. I cannot wait. It's great. The intake system I got for it is the BMC Carbon Dynamic Airbox. It's awesome, and yeah, I love the car. And yeah, I'm proud of owning it now. That's the thing. I'm happy to be seen in it. I'm proud of owning it, and yeah, I just absolutely love the thing. Well, there we are. Thank you for listening to my car news. I hope it interested you. If you're not an Alfa fan or you don't care about cars, you probably didn't find it interesting at all. But either way, I'm glad to share it with you guys anyway. Take care of yourselves. We'll catch you soon. Bye bye.